and not only celebrity kids, kids in general, especially when they become adult kids. Why do they feel entitled to the parents? Because the parents made a certain amount of money. Did they figure that they entitled to their money, entitled to be pampered and pampered with and to showcase with everything that the parents and sacrifice so much to do. This story is Sugar Ray Leonard's son. Well, I want to kind of do a little small follow up because I was getting some backlash about, man. Somebody said they know Sugar Ray Leonard, they know his family and this and that, and I shouldn't speak about it. But what about when the social media speak about it? Well, what about when the world speak about it? Do you constantly get on those people? Do you call those people up and say, hey, I don't want you to speak about it? You understand? It's a cause and effect. And like you're saying, when a person is going through something in life, this can help them. They might be reaching out to say, well, at least I can get my story out. So somebody else going through that same process or their son was on drugs or alcohol or something, I can reach out to them and maybe can help them and give them, some words of wisdom or give them some type of leeway to, so they can go get help for their son. But not just to try to, that thing about us as black people, we try to sweep everything under the world when something going on in the household and we don't want people to know about it. We tend not to want to talk about the bad, but we can talk about the good all day. We got to talk about the good, the bad, and ugly. But we're gonna get right into this video. So make sure you like, share, and leave a comment. Tell me what you think about this. And this real talk.
Billionaire, unable to give his three kids a happy life.
Listen,
Number one, Daniel Leonard. By 25, Daniel had already been fighting a vicious drug addiction for 8 solid years. Reports show he nearly lost his life multiple times to overdoses.
now, now when they say his three kids, Ray Leonard really has four children. Okay, let's get that twisted. He got three boys and one girl. So when he really talking, they talking about why he's unable to give his three sons a good life. Now that's not three kids. He has four. Okay,
To step in. Sugar Ray poured millions into PR firms and lawyers, desperately trying to sweep the scandal under the rug. But once
see
he
that?
realized the situation was completely out of control, Sugar Ray made a gut wrenching decision. He called the cops and had his own son arrested. Number two, Ray Leonard Jr.
It's the oldest
As
one.
the
He's 45.
Ray Jr. once shared the screen with his dad in that classic 7 Up commercial. But away from the cameras, their relationship was crumbling. After finding out about his father's infidelities and domestic violence, Ray Jr. cut ties with him. He even took the stand to testify against his dad in court.
Wow.
Even though they eventually managed to patch things up, Ray Jr. is now a fierce advocate against domestic abuse. Number three, Gerald Leonard. His parents divorced when he was only 6. Growing up, he had a front row seat to how intense public attention and media pressure can destroy a family. Because of that, Gerald chose to walk away from the spotlight entirely. Instead of seeking any reconciliation, he intentionally distanced himself from the fame and chaos attached to the Leonard name, choosing to live a quiet, private. Why is Sugar Ray
But that's how you have it. Once again, this is what happens, man, in life, man. When you got a lot of children, man, when they, when you a person, you're a high celebrity or a high profile person, and you have these children, like you got like T.I., you got his son Tiny, him got their little son King, off the chain. He look like a duck mixed with a Converse tennis shoe. But anyway, that's him. But anyway, this is the type of stuff that you go through in life. Even though when you're not a celebrity, it's like sometimes your children figure like your money is their money, and it's not always like that. That's the whole thing. We get a lot of times, and we try and we have in our mind, as we gonna say, as black people, we have in our mind like, well, I used to get ass whoopings, and my mother used to tell me I couldn't do this, and I couldn't speak my mouth, shut your mouth, all this, and we listen to that. We go back, but when you really think about it, when we was raised back then, we had morals and standards. When like you said, when you had grown people in there, kids go out and play somewhere. You ain't stop getting man and grown people conversation. So they was trying to teach us some type of morals and standard that we did. The parents, even if they was doing their smoking their reefers and what they used to call reefers back then, they was doing certain things like that. They was pretty much telling you, man, go outside and play while grown people partying or whatever they might be doing. But now you got grown people, where I said grown young people, babies having babies, partying with their children. All of the goers. You got guys now at my age, 60 something years old, 70 something years old, still going out to see backyard, still going to see junkyard. Even though some of the players in backyard experience on them and they 70 years old. I believe that Sugar Bear is at least 70 years, 68, 69 years old, maybe 70 years old. I know he's somewhere high in age, but you know what I'm saying? They've been playing this thing all their life, you know what I mean? So that's something they always did. But at the end of the day, you see a lot of young sisters, well, I say young sisters and older sisters in their 60s, late 50s, still thinking they can compete with these young girls. And that's why children really right now is out of control because you partying with them, you smoking with them, and you probably freaking with them and all that. You know, you got these cools, you got the old women and you got the old men, and they doing their thing with these sisters and these brothers. And this is what happens, man. This is why we have been in. I mean, once upon a time, we believed in that song to say, I believe the children are our future. Let them, whatever they let them lead the way. We can't have these kids leading us no more, man. These kids are leaders ass down, man. They're leaders or they're leaders in the pit of fire. We follow any of these kids nowadays. Now, I'm not saying that you don't have some good children. You got some good children that's doing by their fault, honor their mother and father, never disrespect their mother or their fathers. And sometimes the parents get so disrespectful that kids say, well, you disrespect me, I'm gonna disrespect you back. But I have never I can't, you know, what's up, other shot? I can't remember me ever talking crazy to my mother. No shape, form, or fashion. Mama, I never cursed my mother out. I ain't never say F you or nothing. If I say something about my mother, a curse word, you best believe it. I was definitely not in her ear reach for her to arm reach, ear reach, or none of that. When she heard, I might have mumbled that shit on my buff and went on about down the street somewhere. But now these kids now is so off the chain. And like I said, I had a brother, went to another brother. I mean, I'm gonna tell this. I'm gonna keep it 100. He went to this brother Juice. Juice has been as a long time friend of Sugar Ray Leonard. He been around Ray Leonard forever. I mean, been knowing my family, but this other brother went and told Juice, yeah, Marvin smiling and laughing up in Ray's face, but he talking about him. How can I talk about somebody that the whole world is talking about? Social media is talking about. Even Ray is telling you about. Ray told you about the stuff, his drug addiction, homosexuality he had going on. We're gonna keep it 100. Ray had some homosexual tendencies. Anytime you let a coach zipping your pants down and you 17 or 18 and can fight your ass off and let a man go down on you and give you fellatio. Come on, man. You can't tell me that that you just like you good with that. There's no kind of way that I'm 17, 18 years old, 15, and having a grown person put his hands down my pants and I'm gonna just, get his thing off, and then I'm gonna wait till this man died. Then all of a sudden I'm gonna write a book and say who did and all that. Come on, man. That just don't set right with me. But anyway, um, this is Ray Leonard's son, and once again, he's speaking about this. And since he's speaking about it, I'm continuing to do a follow-up on it. So here you go.
Even as a billionaire, unable to give his three kids a happy
He
life.
got four
Number
kids.
one, Daniel.
That's the one that's on drugs.
Daniel had already been fighting a vicious drug addiction for 8 solid years. Reports show he nearly lost his life multiple times to overdoses, forcing emergency medics to step in. Sugar Ray poured millions into PR firms and lawyers, desperately trying to sweep the scandal under the rug. But once he realized the situation was completely out of control, Sugar Ray made a gut wrenching decision. He called the cops and had his own son arrested. Number two, Ray Leonard Jr.
That's his oldest
The
son,
oldest, Ray
45.
Jr. once shared the screen with his dad in that classic 7 Up commercial. But away from the cameras, their relationship was crumbling. After finding out about his father's death,
And let me tell you something about Ray Leonard Jr. A lot of people don't, man, and I don't care if people know, or if they know, if they say I'm saying this, I'm just saying something that I know. Ray Leonard Jr., he doesn't, he was thinking he was, Reagan give him a whole bunch of money. He can continue to mess up money too because he kind of followed the footsteps of his father. He was started drinking, started drugging, doing little things like that. I don't know how deep he was in it. I don't know if he was shooting up like his brother or whatever, but I can tell you what, Ray Leonard Jr., at one point recently, I ain't talking about years and years and years, like 3 or 4 years ago. I'm talking about recently, maybe a year ago, something like that, some kind of way he signed Ray's name on a dotted line, some kind of way into some I believe a golf tournament type of thing. He put somewhere because his name is Ray Leonard also. And people was thinking like Ray Leonard, the legend Ray Leonard, had put some sponsorship in it. But in reality, it was his son that that did some went behind his back and put his name on it like as Ray was sponsoring this. So that was a whole lot of stuff that went on, and he pretty much could have went to jail for fraud. But I don't think Ray, took it to that point because no father really want to, when their son do something like that, they don't want to take it to the limit, putting a law on them, getting them locked up and all that. because anybody that been in jail know that's not a good feeling to be in jail. I know if somebody, if somebody, let me see what somebody said. Yeah, see, back in the days, when a parent or when another person do something, like a child do something, like if a child alcoholic or a child is molesting somebody in their family member try to keep that hush hush, an uncle or somebody in there try to keep it hush hush and try to just let kind of, we ain't gonna talk about this, we'll keep it in the family. But keeping stuff in the family can damage the family, can damage the individual that, the one that is getting the one that's getting the damage done to them. If you got a little niece or son or somebody, and the uncle knocking them off, or the son doing some crazy stuff. Like I said, we got people. I had family members myself that did some of the craziest stuff that family members knew about it, and they tried to keep it on the rug, but they had a problem with me, and I ain't done nothing to them. So make that make sense. Like I said, once again, let me say this. I already went over some people here. I had family members that did some detrimental bulls crap. I mean, really vicious. I'm talking about incest type of shit. Um, Trying to rape, individuals in my family, and have done that. And they kept their hush hush. But they had a problem with me because I spoke the truth. I spoke about it. Oh, Marvin, don't hang around Marvin, man. He run his mouth too much. No, I'm running my mouth for the truth. And see, that's a lot of stuff families, you should try to do. When certain stuff that happen, the person that they have to get a fear factor against that person, which I never did. And when I had family members did that, and one time a family member did something to a female individual in our family. And I was telling my uncles, and I said, look, man, we're gonna call him over here, man. We're gonna tell him we having a little meeting about something, and we're gonna all whoop his ass. But I had uncles and other because, nah, man, we're gonna leave it up to Allah. We're gonna make I said, whoa, so you're a Muslim and you doing this. Then I gotta leave it up to Allah, or Allah gonna take care of this. Man, it was just real vicious, man. But I got to the point once I started making my statement and saying what we should do, and I had cousins and cousins, uncles said telling me that, man, we're gonna let Allah deal with that. Man, that's why I said, man, I understand it. But nowadays, a lot of people, it's you gotta be transparent. It's so much what you call technology now, it's hard for you to sweep stuff on the road. And you just can't sweep it on the road anymore. You gotta let this shit be seen. And it's best to be transparent with it, because you're not transparent with it. Somewhere down the line, somebody gonna really get hurt, or somebody gonna really, get deleted behind certain stuff. So I'm like this, man. Whatever happened, man, it got to happen. You gotta let it happen, and like you said, let it go and let God. But we're gonna get right into this again. Once again, this is Sugar Ray Leonard's son. This is not only for celebrity children, these are for regular kids. They feel like they're entitled when their fathers got money, or their father got a big name in the school. They figure like ain't nobody gonna do nothing to them because of that. But once again, I look at it like this: no man can bear the sins of another man.
Domestic violence, Ray Jr. cut ties with him. He even took the stand to testify against his dad in court. Even though they eventually managed to patch things up, Ray Jr. is now a fierce advocate against domestic abuse. Number three, Gerald Leonard. His parents divorced when he was only six.
This AI is making this mistake with this. When he said their parents um divorced when he was 6 years old. They're not talking about her. This is his new wife right here. They talking about Juanita's, the one that was Gerald in it, the one that you seen some kind of way. I don't know how they got this European clear person in, so they messed this whole video up. So I'm kind of let y'all know what's going on with that.
Growing up, he had a front row seat to how intense public attention and media pressure can destroy a family. Because of that, Gerald chose to walk away from the spotlight entirely. Instead of seeking any reconciliation, he intentionally distanced himself from the fame and chaos attached to
Now,
their name,
now,
choosing to live quiet, private.
now,
Why is Sugar Ray
now, the
Leonard
one they talking about is Gerald. Gerald is just famous. A lot of people don't even. He don't.
by 25?
This one is terrible. This one is terrible.
Solid years. Reports show he nearly lost